Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah's light and mercy and peace be with you. This is Ihsan. One of the greatest gifts that you can give to another human being is to see them as they can be. Not as they are, but as they can be. And not to see them for their faults, for their flaws, for their mistakes, for their errors, for their deficiencies, but rather to see them for the light inside of them. Wallahi, one of the greatest things that we can do is to see the potential in another human being and expect them, hope for them, and encourage them through that perspective to live up to that potential. If all we see is the faults and the flaws in another human being, we will create in our minds a very distorted picture, and we will in fact condemn them to a personality that is held down by those faults, by those flaws. We will reinforce those deficiencies in their character. One of the greatest gifts that you can give to another human being is to truly see them beyond the self, beyond the ego, beyond their bad character or errors or mistakes, but to see them for the light inside of them, that pure, perfect, pristine light that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, and hopefully, inshallah, they can see that light in themselves as well and move towards that and become that. Again, one of the worst things we can do is to see people for something other they're not. And one of the worst things that we can experience as human beings is to be seen for something that we're not. A lot of times people will take their own fears, their own neuroses, their own distortions, their own perspectives, their own paradigms, and project that onto others. They may project that onto you. And if that's happened, if you've experienced that by close friends, by family, then you know how painful it is to be around situations like that. Because you yourself are trying to improve, you yourself are trying to become the best version of you, and yet others see in you your past, or your mistakes, or your flaws, or perhaps their own flaws. A lot of times people will project their own self onto you. Remember, the Prophet of Allah ﷺ said that the believer is a mirror to the believer. That a believer is mirror for his brother or for his sister, or for her sister. So a lot of times when people look at you and they may sort of perceive certain things, and really what they're perceiving is what's inside of themselves. If that didn't exist in the individual, they wouldn't be able to perceive it in the other. They would only see goodness. They would only see light. They would only see love. They would only see beauty. They would only see good intentions. But because they see negativity and negative qualities, and because they focus on that, it's just an indication of what's inside of them themselves. So hence, one of the most important things you can realize is that other people's perceptions of you is more a reflection of them than it is about you. You've got to stay true to who you know you are, and you may have flaws, you may have deficiencies, we all do. But you've got to know where you're going, what you're aspiring to, and you keep on that path. Because it's extremely discouraging when people close to you see you as other than you are, as other than you can be, as other than you hope to be. And it can condemn you to the very thing you don't want to be. And really, again, you've got to remember, a lot of times that says more about their own perception of themselves or what's inside of them than it does about you. So from your side, always give the gift of love to others and to see goodness in others, not to see their badness. By seeing badness, you reinforce it in them and in yourself. See the good and light, and then you will accentuate that in them and in yourself. And at the same time, may Allah protect you from the bad perceptions of others. You may find in some relationships that it becomes necessary to distance yourself because of the burden that other people's perceptions may play upon your soul and your psyche and your health, your wellness, your potential. So in Islam, it is forbidden to abuse any other human being and to keep projecting your own or one's own sort of perceptions and neuroses onto another and to be constantly negative. That's a form of abuse. And it is not permissible to abuse another human being, nor to allow yourself to be abused in any way, shape, or form. May Allah guide us to understanding the truth and the reality of Islam, its beauty, its perfection, its excellence, which is nothing other than spiritual excellence. Islam is nothing other than spiritual excellence. To do your best for humanity, for your brothers, for your sisters, for all human beings, for all of creation, and to do your best to your own being, and to love your Creator, to be grateful, and to be humble. May Allah guide us to that reality and beauty of Islam, and inshallah ta'ala keep us and deepen us upon the straight path. As-sirat al-mustaqim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyid Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyid Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah bless you. Have a blessed day or evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.